I'll try and be nice and loud for folks. Company. Sorry, guys. Good morning. Thanks for joining us bright and early for the President's trip to New Jersey. As you all know, the President will visit 2 classrooms at East End Elementary School, a Title I school, and provides preschool for roughly 74-year-olds. The school is part of the North Plainfield School District, which provides access to free preschool for all of its 4-year-olds. President Biden's Build Back Better agenda would enable the district to expand its program and to 3-year-olds and make high-quality child care accessible and affordable for middle-class families. The President will also deliver remarks at the New Jersey Transit Meadowlands Maintenance Complex in Kearney, which is near the Portal North Bridge, the busiest rail bridge in the Western Hemisphere. The bridge is being replaced as part of a group of projects known as the Gateway Program that will improve transit and Amtrak Northeast Corridor service in the tri-state region. The President's bipartisan infrastructure deal makes the largest federal investment in public transit ever and the largest investment in passenger rail since the creation of Amtrak 50 years ago. It includes $30 billion for the Northeast Corridor, $6 billion in grants to Amtrak for routine maintenance and upgrades, and $24 billion in partnership grants for major construction. Major construction projects like Hudson Tunnel and River Bridge or Baltimore and Potomac Tunnel. On the ground in New Jersey, the President will see Governor Phil Murphy and First Lady Tammy Murphy, Representative Tom Malinowski, Frank Malone, Donald Payne, Bill Pasquale, Josh Guttenheimer, and Mickey Sherrill, Kearney Mayor Alberto Santos, and State Assembly Member Craig Coughlin. We have a short flight, so that will be all, and I will take it now. Go ahead.
The President basically said... Thank you. Has the President been briefed on the coup in Sudan, and what is his reaction to the events there today?
So the United States is deeply alarmed at reports of a military takeover at the transitional government. We reject the actions by the military and call for the immediate release of the Prime Minister and others who have been placed under house arrest. The actions today are in stark opposition to the will of the Sudanese people and their aspirations for peace, liberty, and justice. The United States continue to strongly support the Sudanese people's demand for a democratic transition in Sudan and will continue to evaluate how best to help the Sudanese people achieve this goal.
Second question. The AP is reporting that Senator Manchin is open or agreeable to the wealth tax. That's the tax on billionaires and certain corporations. Is that the President's understanding following the meeting he had with Senator Manchin in Wilmington yesterday?
Well, let me first say this, that like the President, you just heard from the President, the meeting was constructive. He felt progress was made in moving closer toward an agreed framework. The legislative team and senior members of the House staff have also been working closely with Hill team throughout the course of the day, and that's what we're going to be continuing to see in the last several days and weeks, and that will be continuous. Look, I can't confirm or anything like that from here or negotiate from here, as we've always said. As you know, we can still raise revenue through a range of other tax fairness proposals. The one that you just mentioned, which is, and then some other examples which I know Jen went through, and I could just name a few right now. Some of the biggest corporations in America pay literally nothing in income taxes, less than wage earning families. We can stop that by imposing a 15% minimum tax to make sure large corporations pay their fair share. They're creating a global minimum tax that will make the United States more competitive. So we need to stop rewarding companies that offshore profits and American jobs. We can close loopholes for high-income Americans, including a loophole that allows some taxpayers like hedge fund managers to escape a Medicare tax and impose on all high-end income. And we can crack down on wealthy tax cheats who are taking advantage of every honest taxpayer and invest in enforcement to stop the 1% from evading the $160 billion in taxes per year. So we have many options we've talked about, And so that is just one. And once we get closer, as you know, there's an urgency to get this done. We're working every day. There's progress, as the speaker said yesterday and as the president said today. So we're going to keep going, working towards
Karine,
that.
was there, just a quick follow-up, was there any agreement on a top-line number, or did Senator Manchin agree to more spending? I mean, any details that you can share with us from that meeting?
So I'll say this, like I said, it was progress in the meeting, and the focus is to make sure that continues to be economic growth, do actual investment in economic growth for the middle class. That is what there is all agreement on. There is agreement that we need to move forward in doing more, right, to address the climate crisis, make healthcare more accessible and affordable, and give more working families breathing room who are dealing with crushing costs of healthcare, elder care, and early childhood education. We are at the point of negotiating, as Jen likes to say, the nitty-gritty of the details. That's important, but we have a strong base of agreement. So we're continuing to negotiate. We're almost there. We're making progress, and that's what we're headed towards, making sure.
The president said that he expects to, he hopes he will get a deal this week, but if that doesn't happen, I mean, how concerned is the White House that he's leaving with one of his key legislative initiatives unresolved? He's leaving the country.
To your point, he said he wants to make significant progress. He wants to see a deal. So we're on track on doing exactly that. But just like any president, even when he's traveling overseas, he will be engaged closely with his team at the White House and with members to continue moving his economic agenda forward. And so that's the focus. We believe we're going to get it done, and we're making progress every day.
The fact that the president is expected to be scaling back the climate provisions as a way to get Senator Manchin on board with an eventual deal, does that undermine the president's message at all when he goes to Glasgow for the climate conference?
No, President Biden reestablished U.S. leadership on day one, right? And that has been acting on climate every day since. So the president will advance his climate agenda using every tool at his disposal, and can make significant progress in curbing emissions, growing our economy, and good-paying union jobs. So as he's doing that without Congress, the things that I can just list out for you: leading the shift towards EVs, bringing together automakers and auto workers, phasing out super pollutants like HFCs to greatly reduce emissions, making across government investment in clean energy like offshore wind and solar. So he's going to continue doing the work. But climate, as you could imagine, is really important in this Build Back Better agenda, and we're working towards that, and we're making progress.
Does the destination of New Jersey today reflect any concerns about the gubernatorial race? Some polling suggests it's closer than was once thought.
So I'll say this: the president is in New Jersey today to support the Build Back Better agenda and the bipartisan infrastructure, both which are critical in New Jersey, and just like any other state across the country, the Build Back Better agenda and the bipartisan infrastructure deal are critical. Again, they're going to build the economy for the middle class Americans, do that physical investment, infrastructure investment, and focus on human infrastructure. That is the point of that. Yes, as you know, the president did endorse Governor Murphy, but as I said, he's in New Jersey today to continue highlighting the importance of his two domestic economic policies.
Has President Biden been briefed on the threat that President Erdogan made? Do you have more on that? And does he plan to raise any kind of concerns with President Erdogan? And will he do a bilat with him?
I don't have more from here. I would refer you to Department of State on that one. I just don't have anything for you again. I don't have. I certainly can check, but I don't have anything to share at this moment.
Do you have any indication as to whether Turkey will expel the U.S. ambassador?
I really don't have anything else to share. I refer you to the Department of State.
Can I circle back to your conversation about revenue portions of these discussions? Does it now seem clear that a tax on unrealized capital gains for high wealth people is going to be in this? Is that something the president supports?
Can you say that one more time?
Yeah, so it's a tax on unrealized capital gains. So in other words, if you bought like a stock, for instance, and it soared and you haven't actually sold it, you haven't exercised the capital gain, it looks like there'll be a tax on that for high earners. Is that accurate? And is that something the president supports?
I don't have anything to confirm right now. We've listed out a couple of opportunities or ways to do the revenue to make sure that this is indeed paid for, which is the promise that we've made, $0 to the debt. So as we get closer, as we have a deal, we'll have more to share on that.
Is the meeting with the patriarch still on for this evening, because he was hospitalized a day or so ago?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Yes, the meeting with the patriarch this evening is still on.
Is there any chance he would delay his departure for Europe if talks were continuing, or will he depart as planned regardless of talks?
He's gonna. He's going to be headed to Europe this week. Like I said in a question that someone asked me, even if it doesn't happen before he leaves, the president can do the work that he needs to do abroad, like many presidents before him have done.
Has there been any response to the Microsoft officials who say that there is a widespread and ongoing hack led by Russia's intelligence agency?
You guys won't let me leave today. Okay, so for that question, Molly, I refer you to the Microsoft on the details, but I'll say the following. According to Microsoft, the activities described were unsuspicious for the purpose of surveillance that cybersecurity experts say are attempted every day by Russia and other foreign governments and have been prevent these attempts if the cloud service providers implement baseline cybersecurity practices, including multi-factor authentication. So broadly speaking, the federal government is aggressively using our authorities to protect the nation from cyber threats, including helping the private sector defend itself through increased intelligence sharing, innovative partnership to deploy cybersecurity technologies, bilateral and multilateral diplomacy, and measures we do not speak about publicly or national security reasons.
Thanks, Karine.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry, guys.